Hello, my dear guys, here is Svetlana Ray, and I'm telling you about the next 4 criteria, how to analyze your videos and how to analyze videos, the videos of my students. Criteria number 5 is the response on weight, or you can say overall step control. Normally when we dance, in the best case, is like in a good relationship. If you're okay with yourself and your partner is okay with herself, then probably the relationship will be okay. If somebody is like not okay and relies on another person, then it becomes a little toxic. So pretty much the same happens on the dance floor. If you're okay with your balance and somebody pulls you, for example, then you're gonna react most likely with the steps, not with the upper body, because when partner pulls you, he actually wants your booty to move. And that's why the most logical way is to respond on weight with your steps. The same thing happens with the guys. When they want to lead, they have to move the booty, because the booty the weight is concentrated in the booty. If they do smaller steps and the rest of the leading they provide by upper body, that means that they're very rough.
So for this set of criteria, we have a different set of videos from our volunteers. This is Alexandra from Romania, I guess. So while talking, I will let you watch a little. And I have to say that this block of criteria, of course, is very much connected with the weight transition and hip work and contraction and everything what I was talking about in the first 4 videos, because if you don't have a proper weight transition, if you don't control the weight over the balls of feet, of course, it will be more difficult to respond on leading and to stay in balance. Remember how I said, if you have to be in balance in order to lead or follow in a maximum. So, Alexandra, when I watched the video, I got the feeling like, there are some teachers who teaches to step. They focus on like proper pointing the toes when you make a step. It's clearly the technique that you were taught, because it's very nice how you always begin the steps pointing the toes, like from the very toes, which is very good. So they focus on how do you control the weight when you step. But unfortunately, some of them rarely focus on the fact that you actually have to push as well when you step. So I have some dancers who are focused on stepping, but actually forget to push from the floor and don't even realize that they need it in some periods. So what I see in a video, I have to comment on that, because otherwise it will not be connected with the leading, that the booty position goes a little back. And that's why you have this stage when like you begin the step very well, from the toes, pressing down through the floor, and your weight goes over the front part of your foot. But then because of the booty position, see, that goes back, the weight ends up over the heel. So overall power of your step is not as high as it could be. And also with the connection of the fact that you are thinking, it looks to me that you are thinking more of stepping. There are some moments, for example, this one where we came here perfectly, where you actually don't respond on his leading with your booty, which you actually have to, as we discussed. So check this out. He's going to push you forward, and you can see that, in this small moment, the booty gets delayed. Up. See, he's pushing, but the low, like there is no proper response, like from the leg, and also, leg has to push the booty, right? They are connected. And you can see that, yes, you step, but it's like he has to drag you a little. So he has to like give a little bit more weight than he could if you responded right away with the booty. So what I would recommend to do is just to contract the oblique. So every time when you feel a push, either here or when he pulls you, for example, from the hand, contract the oblique and make sure that you take your hip bones and like pull them towards the lead, or like following the lead if he pushes you here. So it's just like a feeling, like literally the feeling of contraction of the oblique, diagonal muscles of your abs, that will like lift a little your hip bones and your booty in general up, and you will feel like you're going like this. Because now it goes like this, he pushes the upper body, but the hips break. Another example of the same moment. So now he's giving you the cross body, and you can see again that the hips get a bit delayed. And now check the step number 7. 5, 6, 7. So he definitely pulls you. But you can see that the step, like the upper body turns forward, and again, hips delayed. That's why this step is smaller than it would be if you contracted the oblique and you would drag both hip bones towards the lead. So he actually is requiring from you a bigger step, but you just miss partially the impulse. That's why the step is a little smaller. So try to concentrate more on pushing from the floor every time when you feel the lead. And you will see that it will change the dynamic of the dance in general very much. So say hi to Abed from Morocco. I'm actually, first of all, very excited that we have a guy here. And secondly, Abed is super interesting how you dance, because I can find in your video examples for both. For good leading with the weight, but also sometimes for a little bit like harder leading with the upper body. I will show you now. It's difficult for me to split, all the criteria because they're all connected, of course. But I want you to see a few moments. Check what's going on now. So he has the contact here. He takes Nissam, he holds Nissam on her back. And now he needs her to go forward. And you can see what will he do. He makes a bigger step with the left leg, but at the same time, you won't see his biceps and chest working. See? Like his arm stays very relaxed, but at the same time, you can see that he takes the energy that he needs to pull her forward because of his hips. See? He's moving his hips. This is exactly what I mean. So he tries to lead her by moving his own weight, which is very, very good. Another example of the same thing. It's actually very, very traditional thing. What I watch first is the open break, especially when I estimate the leads, because the crucial step in the open break is step number 7. If the step number 7 is big, then the chances that a guy leads with the weight are way higher than if the step is on the same spot. Because if the guy steps on the same spot, that means that either he doesn't want her to move, which is also fine, and there is not much tension in the contact, or he pulls what he wants her to step, all with the upper body and not using his hips. So check his step. This is step number 7. See, it was good. It was forward. That means that the chances that, of course, with leading following, it's always like you have to be there, of course, to say it 100%. But from what I see, it's more, at least, I bet you use a lot of your weight, which is very, very good. Check here the step as well. See, like he's moving his hips because he knows that his weight influences the situation. His weight matters, and he feels it. He can use it. Another thing which you can where you can see it, it's here. So when he will do the pivots, you can also see that he doesn't move her with the arms. See, his arms are super relaxed, but the hips are moving, and steps are big. In this case, it's also very good. That shows that, again, he realizes that the weight is here, and if he moves it here and he has proper connection with the arms, then she will feel the lead. Say hi to Ola from Spain. I was actually struggling whether to pick this video for the weight transition and coordination part, because you can see how her body is very active. Yeah, all the parts of her body move, and the hips and the ribs and the shoulders and everything, and it looks great. And you can see that when the hips work, you have this nice feeling of like using the muscles, using the floor, which I described in it, for example, now, see, in the previous videos. So she uses her hips. Sometimes though, Ola, you still fall over the heel in some steps, and that breaks the, now for example, see, those 2 steps were over the heel, and that doesn't allow you to, this one for example, to use the hips in a complete way. but still, most of the steps, you use the muscles, you use the glutes. That's why the movement has this depth, which is really, really cool. Another amazing thing that Ola does, I wanted guys to show you. This is this one. So this is exactly what I mean with reaction with your booty on a lead. So check this out. He starts to push her here, and you can see that what she does, she takes the booty, see, and drags it forward. So she was neutral, bam. So she pushes from the floor because he leads her, bam. And this is exactly what I mean with with the respond on lean. How every time, so when she feels the push, she responds with the movement of her hips. And this is what actually exactly what we need. Still, Ola, there is one movement when he actually does exactly the same, but you are breaking the core, and that's why you fall over the heel. So check this out. This is the moment. See, like you were still pushing the hips forward, but because there is small moment when you broke the core, like you broke the contraction, one part of your booty stayed behind, and when you landed, the weight crushed over the heel. So he felt apparently a little bit of like heaviness, a little bit, not much, I guess. I mean, unless you push him with the upper body, which I cannot feel here. From this perspective, I cannot see it, but I guess no. But try to hold the core, hold the contraction always strong, so that both parts of your booty and both hip bones always move forward towards the lead. The same thing happens here. So check this out. He's going to push you forward now, but you don't push here with the leg. That's why you can see that the step number 7 goes pretty much in the same place. And here he definitely felt heaviness, because from this point he starts to pull you, or I mean push, however, I think he's pulling. That means that this step has to be bigger. That means that you have to push from the floor to do exactly what you did before. Take the core, contract the obliques, and prolong the step, because he requires that, but you step on the same place. So my overall recommendation would be just to use the push. You already definitely have the pushing feeling, because you push a lot, you make bigger steps, and you know how you use the floor to push. Try to use it always when you feel any kind of lead, push or pull from him, and also try to keep the contraction, because now you can see that the booty goes back sometimes, and it doesn't allow you to transfer 100% of his inertia to your movement. So if you contracted the core and like engage the oblique every time when you feel his lead, you would get way more lighter, because now he feels the moments when your upper body goes but your booty stays. And if you contract it, then you would be like following 100% with your body, responding on his impulse.